Hello and welcome everybody to the Apex Regional Qualifiers presented by XP League. My name is Cody, or Code Red, and it's my pleasure to be your host today for today's high stakes competition. A quick reminder for our viewers, today's event serves as the gateway to the North American Finals, with teams battling it out for a chance to play at Full Sail University this June. We've got an action-packed schedule ahead of us, starting off with Apex Legends 3 matches on the iconic World's Edge map. Later on, we'll shift our focus to Fortnite, covering 2 groups across 6 matches. But for now, let's dive into the action on World's Edge and gear up for an unforgettable day of esports here at XP League. But overall, let's get started. Let's take a look at the map here, as we do always, and see where these teams are landing, what their drops look like today. Obviously, these teams have high stakes in front of them, and they want to compete well, so picking a drop spot that works best for you can be a key factor in your games today, and I think these off-spawn fights will be a key factor for these players. We'll take a look up at the northern portion of our map. Franklin Phoenix, Chief, Buffalo High, Dario, and Quad looking to start off the game strong here. This car, the triple take on the inventory of Quad. They're looking to get aggressive here. A team nearby, and we'll take a look at who that is. It is Mustangs, Fade, Forever TA on YouTube. Trying to stay alive here, just crouching behind some of these rocks. They hear the players around them, and they don't want any of this aggression towards them.
Let's see what we have
A
over
duo
here.
to start off the event today, but they are marked. Forever has to be careful here. Stuck behind a rock. Wants to get out of here. Throws that ring. But it's not going to land up top. It's actually going to drop back down on the ground right next to him. And Forever, he will go down. And that is Franklin Phoenix Quad to find that elimination, giving them an early elim in this match and an early confidence booster for these teams. If you can take out that first player, it can lead to a culmination of them later on. But we've seen Franklin Phoenix compete in these events and do well in the past, especially in our spring split events, and we'll see if they can continue that sort of, I guess, aggression today. And that confidence just seems there already. But another Franklin team here. Franklin, Wales, Spiff, Dr. K, and Pokey Mini-Me here on the edge of the map. They're looking around. They spot some players out, and they look like they found some eliminations already. A fight has gone down, and an elimination found. You'll see it's Shogun 1, a Gate, Flooper Kid, and Tokyo. They've made it out, or at least one of them has made it out for now, but Flooper Kid and a Gate, they've been taken down. And it's all on to Tokyo as he rotates out of this position. Very difficult for these players to survive in these matches, especially with such good competition. And if you're contested off the spawn, it can be the end of your game. But it looks like Tokyo, for now, he will survive. He'll have that Havoc to play with. But just looking maybe to recover these banners, looping his way back around, finding a little bit of loot down in this overlook location. Maybe he's just finding a rat spot to hide in. See him just sitting in this corner, taking some of those meds to get healed back up, and we'll cover some of our other fights going on here towards our southern portion of the map. Gnome Blades, Clicks, Saberific, and Doodles looking to take some aggression here. Looks like Clicks goes down early on. A team up top, no mowers, they're the ones to do it. Midnight Rider, Air Demolition, and STN all finding some damage onto that opponent, and that's a quick elimination for that team. So Gnome Blades put on the back foot here, duo. And it looks like they're going to be rotating out. They don't want this aggression. They don't want to take this fight any longer. That player disadvantage just too much in these matches. And just choosing to rotate off. Maybe looking to craft that banner later on. But for now, it doesn't seem likely for them to win this fight. Having that extra teammate to just put down some damage downrange, or at least act as a body target for you, it's just so important in these fights. And that disadvantage is such a disappointment for them at the start of this match. But we'll take a look around here at some of the other teams in this competition, and we'll see Gnome Darts, a popular squad, maybe a favorite to win. They're starting off here at the southern portion of the map, just finding some information out. Nothing really around them at the moment. You see a lot of teams spread out towards the southern region of the map, but nobody really aggressing on anyone at the moment. So it looks like they're going to be looting up here. That longbow, that Volt on Sandbeam. And switch over to Ingenious, who's got that Spitfire, that Flatline. And Tiger Fox, who's got that Peacekeeper and Triple Take to work with. We don't see the triple take, I'm sorry, we don't see the Peacekeeper too often in these matches, at least late game. It feels like a lot of these teams are running more of those ARs and SMGs. But with having 3 gold attachments, Mr. Tiger Fox is looking pretty set up with this weapon to do some great damage later on. And we'll see if that benefits him. Again, taking a look at the map here, we want to get close to some of these fights and see exactly what's going on for these teams. Troy, Eagles, B, EJ, Dead Rider, Retro, Ninja. Just looking to scout out here. Ninja taken low, cracked in shields, looking around with his triple take, but has to be careful. There's a team nearby. It's Gnome Ants to do the damage, and you can see Scribbles. He's got this posted up position, head glitching on it, taking some shots, trying to land a few with that 30-30 repeater. That 4x scope is just so useful. Zooming in, trying to hit those shots. Gaka and Arkham there to support as well. And you can see these teams trying to rotate off. No team really wanted to get aggressive this early. Scribbles, though, cracked in shield. I say that, but no, man, they've taken a decent amount of damage. Arkham also cracked as well. Maybe on the back foot here. But for now, both of these teams deciding to reassess the situation and kind of take a more passive approach to the game. They don't want to get too aggressive, just some chip damage for their shields here. Maybe they can upgrade those as they go. See all blues on the side of Troy, Evo, B, and just maybe some more loot to be found at these locations before they take any of these early game fights. But again, we see, speaking of some early game fights, Franklin Wales, they look to be getting aggressive here, chasing on to some of these teams, and looks like Dr. K is the one leading this aggression here, looking for this damage, finds the shield cracks, finds the knock. Dr. K has done so well, and it's Towson Triton, I believe, to be taken out there. Mason, good night. Taking a bit of a snooze now after that elimination, and KJ and Lil Dog still here to pick up the pieces for their squad. You can see playing close to that recovery, or that recovered banner, but Lil Dog doesn't seem to be too interested in it at the time. Here's some teams nearby, though. It's going to be caught off guard as well. Lil Dog taken down, and again, Gnome Blades, they're the ones to do it here. Instead, Saberific Doodles, just a duo. Clicks was eliminated earlier, and we're going to see Gnome Blades actually capitalize on an elimination there. Some good loot to be found, and definitely a good fight to be taken. It's a pretty separate team, pretty separate squad, and a lot of teams around this area. You can see Troy, Eagles, C scouting it out. DJ 4Pro and Invixity using that drone to do so. Trying to find any information they can at this point, sitting on the top of this building and gliding around. They can spot out a few players out there, and see Invixity starting to take that zip line as well. Lots of fights going on around this area, and we can see so many teams kind of being trapped in here. Franklin Phoenix, though, looking to get aggressive here, looking to take some shots. They find a knock onto one, and what a shot out of Dario, out of Buffalo Hide. You can see them starting to move in here. Dario going to get aggressive here. And it looks like Chief Buffalo Hide was the one to do it. Retro will be rezzed here, but Ninja, EJ Rider, going to be put on the back foot here. They gotta wait for their teammate to heal up, put some space in between their opponents, and take a second to rethink this fight, to rethink this aggression. See those shield cells being popped. There's some medkits on the floor for Ninja to take, and it looks like Franklin Phoenix still doesn't want to get too aggressive on this fight. They're still kind of surrounding them, but not really looking to push too far in. Again, a lot of these fights going down here. Southern portion of our map is packed with teams, and we'll see exactly how these play out. Maybe take a look at No Mowers, Midnight Rider, Air Demolition, and STN all around this location. They're surrounded by a few different teams around here, but I don't know if they're aware of it. Definitely cautious in this moment. You want to play a little bit slower of a pace here. You don't want to get too aggressive on these teams and give up yourself for a fight. But you can see them spotting out some players over there in Air Demolition. Shots might be taken here. Yeah, you can see them trying to take a few.
No idea that about to die.
That's Hanover Horde rotating out of this location, just ahead of the squad behind them. And Gnome Darts also around this location. I'm scoping in with that longbow. They want to find this chip damage before they get involved in these fights. You can see maybe some fights going down here. Doodles, Saberific on the back foot here. Saberific very low on HP, taken down now. And Doodles has to be careful in this fight, just sitting behind a vehicle now, trying to find some space here, but not going to be able to do it. And Saberific, Doodles, and Clicks go down. Franklin Wales, the ones to find it, but now stuck in zone. They have to be careful here. Gotta take the zip line to get out, but shots are being taken in their direction. And Dr. K and Pokey Mini-Me are very low on HP. Storm gonna take for a lot of damage here, and they need to make it out. This team, very good positioning here. Let's find their way out of zone here. No teams really surrounding them now, and Mustangs looking to rotate into zone as well. See a few of these teams surrounding this area zone, creeping, crawling its way in. But No Man's, they're taking some aggression here too, and Scribbles looks to be the last player alive for his squad. Just popping the shield cell, playing behind their bodies. Looking to get aggressive here. You can see the res coming through. He's just trying to prevent it, but Scribbles, I think he's a little too late here. Finds the shield crack though. Finds the damage. Scribbles trying to do it all for his team. Comes around the corner, but isn't gonna be able to do it. Scribbles, Gaka, and Arkham go down as well, and Franklin Phoenix just narrowly survive that fight. Buffalo Eye, Dario, we're taking down Quad. Solo on HP. You can see it in his inventory there on the side. You're gonna be able to pop that med kit and get him back up, but very close fight there and just narrowly surviving there. But what a fight that is to survive. Again, if we switch back to Franklin Wales, who are looking to put some aggression down range on some of these other teams, and it looks to be STN, Air Demolition, very low on HP. Midnight Rider, very, very low. See them trying to pop some of these medkits. They've got to be careful about peeking out here. And Air Demolition, he will go down. So an elimination found. And STN, they've got to be careful here. See these shots coming off, no mowers. Stuck down below here. Shots coming towards them. One of their teammates already taken out in this fight, and what more can they do here? Blue shields to play with, half health on Midnight Rider. You can see no meds, or at least he's deciding not to pop them at this point on his inventory. You can see smoke's going to be laid down. At least recovering that banner for now. But at what cost? Teammate goes down, put in a difficult situation now. And Vixity, DJ4 Pro, they gotta be careful here. Stuck on the edge zone, just narrowly making it out with their lives. I say that as DJ4 Pro actually goes down in zone, and then Vixity, he will survive, but his teammate taken out and will be eliminated. This zone just ticks for so much, and if you get caught behind it, you will be eliminated. Another team trying to make their way into zone here is Franklin Wales. Again, we pan back to this team who's just playing edge zone, trying to take some risky fights here. They will make it into zone, but Dr. K has to be careful here. Stuck on the low ground. Dr. K low on HP. Trying to find a little bit of shield batteries here to pop. A little bit of cover to play with. You can see Markta coming out. It looks like Spiffy wants to get aggressive on this. That car being pulled out. You see that Rage playing with those portals. Finding some damage through them. Spiff tossing his way into him, blocking the Wraith from joining into him. It goes back and forth, but eventually they will find the elimination. Shrieker goes down, and Dr. K will find that elimination. So Franklin Wales still in this match, and very much so. A good find there, a good refresh of loot. You see these teams all beginning to match up very close to each other. Troy, Eagles, B, EJ, Dead Rider, Ninja, Retro, all still in this match. They've set up camp on the edge here. They're going to have to rotate in at some point, but for now, they have decent positioning, and you can see them trying to use some of these positions on the top of this building to find some information out. You can see them looking around here, trying to find some of these teams. Will span over to Gnome Darts, who have found a decent position as well. Maybe looking to hold out some teams here from rotating in. They're sitting between these two mountains here, and there's a lot of teams below, so they could be kind of the gate holders here. They've got to be careful here. Genius taken low. Gonna see back off here. He's gonna get that shield off. See players moving in. Sandbeam trying to take some shots here. Like I said, these guys are going to be those gate holders here. They're not going to allow these teams to pass through easily. You see they'll find at least one here. Tiger Fox, Ingenious, need to find this damage. Shots coming out onto the zipline. Kraken shield, damage done. And Gnome Darts trying to hold out all these teams. Franklin Wales being one of them. They're just going to try and rotate in here. They're going to try and make it behind these teams and get in, but zone ticking for so much. You can see how much it's hurting. Pokemini just survives, but I don't think they're going to be able to make it out in time. And yeah, Spiff, Pokemini, and Dr. K will go down. Franklin Wales drop there, and Gnome Darts, they at least eliminate one team out of that competition. And EJ, Dead Rider, Retro, they've already lost a teammate here. Ninja has gone down, and they're just trying to find some cover on the top of this building, playing around it. Ninja dropped on the outside. Retro, EJ playing around these berries. You can see that ultimate being popped. It's such a good ultimate in these scenarios to have. You're going to put down a lot of damage quickly, and they're going to try and res their teammate here, maybe letting that barrier pass. So many teams around this location. You can see, again, Gnome Darts just playing above here and maybe looking to get aggressive on this squad. Nade's going to be thrown in. Damage going to be found, and a knock there to open it up. You see these teams running in. Sandbeam going to find the damage. Looking for that elimination, and he will find it. And another squad going down at the hands of Gnome Darts. Take a look back at the map here. Franklin, Phoenix, Quad, Dario, Buffalo Hide.
Let's check out that area.
On the edge here. They've got control of zone for now, but it's so open. Not much cover to play around here for them. Dario, Quad, Buffalo Hide. They want to find some damage here. They want to chip off some of these shields before these teams rotate into zone. And they're looking around the map here, laying down some smoke. Dario, Quad, trying to scout out some positions here. You're going to see these teams start to rotate their way in here. And yeah, Gnome Darts looking to get aggressive here. Tethering some players down. Mr. Tiger Fox, though, takes a lot of damage, and they have to be careful of this Bangalore ult. They're trying to play between these rockets, and they'll be able to avoid it at least a little bit. Sandbeam taking some damage. But for now, they'll survive. Franklin Phoenix, though, trying to do some damage here, trying to find these shots, and what a shot from Buffalo Hide to open it up, to find that shield crack. Dario, though, low. Trying to pop this medkit, and he will be able to do so. Bearded Dragons, though, still in this match. We haven't seen much from them yet, so we'll see if they can capitalize on this third party and work their way into this fight as well. Mustangs as well still in this. 4 teams in the match, but only 2 showing a lot of presence at the moment. Franklin Phoenix and Gnome Darts. This teams have battled it out in the past, and we'll see which one can come out on top, at least this time. Might not be either of them. Just playing around this zone. We'll see what team makes a move first. Quad. Getting some information here. Taking that ultimate accelerator as well. They want that for that Bangalore ultimate, and you'll see him get it again. He wants to take these players out of that position, and you'll see damage coming down range. The ship damage to find. It's going to be a test of who has the most shields, who can take the most damage, and who can deal it out quickest. See that EMP finally coming out. There's a play going on here. Gnome Darts, they're the ones to start it. That tether coming out again. They get a mark on at least one of those players. And Ingenious, Mr. Tiger Fox, and Sandbeam, they're going to look to work their way into this fight, take that aggressive approach, and play behind this rock. They want to control center of zone here. You can see shots coming their way, but they're not going to be able to do it. Ingenious goes down. Tiger Fox very low on HP as well, using that Peacekeeper we talked about prior to play around his teammate's body, and he's going to be able to find the damage on the one, but it's not going to be enough. Now all left on to Sandbeam, who's low on HP, trying to dive and dodge around, using these decoys to play with. And eventually, damage will be found, but it's not going to be enough. Sandbeam go down. Bearded Dragons now looking to work their way into the fight, looking to third party and capitalize on the damage that's already been done. Ultimate's going down. Minty taking out Zero. Vibe still in it, still searching for these players, looking around, but Zero caught off guard. Player behind him has to be careful of it. Now Vibes and Zero going to be popping these meds. And they will find those eliminations of finally Bearded Dragons. They come up from behind and they take the victory, and they are your Apex Legends for map 1 of our regionals. And Zero, Vibes, and Minty, what a game to have there. They played the third party to perfection, let the teams battle it out. Franklin Phoenix and Gnome Darts, the ones to do so, and were able in the end to come in and capitalize on that damage. It was already dealt out. So what a great call from these players, so strategic in these matches. And Bearded Dragons will take your first match, but we'll take a look at the scoreboard, the leaderboard, and see how it all broke down here. Bearded Dragons with 4 eliminations in first, Franklin Phoenix with 7 in second, Gnome Darts with 8 in third, Mustangs with 0 in fourth, and Troy Eagles B with 4 in fifth. So your top 5 teams for the match. You can see how the rest of the leaderboard broke down, but we'll be back in a bit for some more Apex Legends.
Best homework you will ever have in your entire life. You have a free pass to tell your parents you want to play video games because you want them to have a return on their investment. Hey Slug, are you in the game? Hey Slug, are you in the game?
Hello and welcome back to our second match of our regionals for Apex Legends presented by XP League. And what a match the first one was, with Bearded Dragons coming out on top from the back lines. It seemed like they were hiding, waiting for that approach. And that third party came in, and it came in strong. Bearded Dragons capitalizing on that win, and we'll see if they can repeat that kind of success in our second match here on World's Edge. Again, all three matches will be played on this map today, and unlike our previous weeks in Spring Split, we'll be taking a look at 3 matches today in total for Apex Legends rather than our normal 2, and then we'll be switching our way over to Fortnite for 2 of our groups and 3 matches each. But let's shift our focus back on Apex Legends here and the drop and see where these teams are landing. Take a look at the map here and see exactly what teams are contesting what locations. Seems like Overlook is always such a popular location, especially for that Franklin Wales squad. You can see maybe some players landing towards this northern portion of the map on Skyhook Trials Countdown. We'll see exactly what they have in store for us. Maybe some off-spawn fights here for Troy Eagles C. Take a look at them, and Gnome Ants. We're testing a similar location here. It seemed like they landed right on top of each other, and Gaka, Scribbles, Arkham trying to find where these players are. Some marks coming out. Some damage being done. Scribbles actually taken low. Has to be careful. Their backs off. And that health coming out from his teammate, William DJ 4 Pro. And Invixity looking to change up the mistakes they made from the previous match. Looking to find an early few eliminations here. And it looks like William, he's not done with his flight just yet. Looking around. Has that R99 to play with, that Mastiff to back it up. Some decent weapons here at the start. And you can see that gold scope put on the weapon. That blue backpack as well picked up. A little bit more inventory space for this player. But it looks like Nomad's playing a little bit docile at the moment.
Right here.
Maybe not looking for too much aggression. See this EMP starting to come out. Detected by the drone, and they're just playing around some of these doors. See Invixity. Mark's coming out. Invixity, he wants to do some damage here, but he doesn't want to go in alone. You don't want to put pressure in on this fight if you don't have all your teammates with you. And it looks like DJ 4 Pro is pretty separated from the fight. He's got that drone in hand, but really, how much can it do for your squad? We'll see what Invixity can do here. He lays down that barrier. Gives himself a little bit of space to play with here, and shots are going to be taken out. See these players in the corner. Jumps out from behind the shield. Going in with that Peacekeeper. And Big City taken low, though, now. All onto R.O. Williams, who is going to reposition onto the top of this building. And you see this No Man squad. They were prepared for those players to come inside. And they did a good job playing around that shield. And you see them dropping down once here. Again, Arkham finding a little bit of chip damage here. Only white shields on both these squads. They're looking to find some of this damage. Gaka playing around these doorways as well. Seeing Vic City, DJ Fort Pro, and R.O. William, they've taken a step back here. I think they're starting to rotate off. They think they've bitten off a little bit more they can chew, and they decided that they don't want to take this fight any longer.
You got it.
And eventually the rotate will be called. Taking a look back at our map here, we can see some other fights maybe starting over here, especially for Troy Eagles B and the Roughnecks. Diesel, guns up, Holster. Ooh, damage coming in. Holster's got to be careful here. Damage being dealt. You see the mark coming out, but he wants to pop those shields. He needs to get some health back on his inventory, but the health not being popped, and Holster very low on HP and will eventually be dropped. Guns up in a very similar situation, and also very low. One shot would take him out. Popping that shield battery just sitting below these stairs, and Diesel just rotated out. Has found a little bit of space for his teammates, but it looks like they're just trying to rotate out here. Guns up has to be careful about popping too many of those Octane abilities. They can easily take you out. You can see that banner gonna be crafted, and quick plays there from Guns Up. Gets his teammates banner back in the game. They don't have to go recover it now, and they can deliver it to a beacon at some point. Troy Eagles B still searching for these teams, but you're gonna, oh no, looking to further aggress on them actually. Yeah, you can see those shots coming out. Damage dealt. What a shot from EJ Dead Rider. They're gonna play around this Lava, and Ninja now looking to follow up on his teammates' damage. You can see these markers coming out. They can find out where these people exactly went. That passive ability can be so strong, especially when you're trying to find out exactly where these players are at. See the Octane gonna pop that. Oh, but what a shot from Ninja. Plucked out of the air is that Octane. And that's Guns Up, and he will be going down. Diesel playing his Loba. Bracelet gonna be useful to evade these fights, and a very selfish ability to get you out of these fights, but your teammates are left behind. And Holster, Guns Up are both eliminated. You can see Ninja still hunting for him. Storm coming in though, they have to be careful of it. And elimination's found. Ooh, now he spotted out this player. Ninja wants to do some damage here. He can spot this player on the edge of his own. Shield cracked. Good shots from Ninja again. He seems like a beam with that R301. We'll see if he can continue that beam over here, and he will. What a shot from Ninja. The Roughnecks, they're going to find some early eliminations here. They become your kill leader. Ninja with 4. And you think they faced 2 squads, but it's only 1. They found the res onto one of those players, and they just eliminated him for a second time. But Ninja coming up strong here. All the eliminations on his hands. He's done great for his squad here at the start. Speaking of some more fights going on here, though, we have Hanover Horde who are looking for some damage, and they will find it on to 1. Bearded Dragons are the ones to go down. 0 being the only player left remaining for this squad. And Minty and Vibes have gone down. Bearded Dragons were our winners of our previous match, and it doesn't look like they've had that same luck in this one. They played off those third parties and were able to win, but they really played passive for the majority of the match. They only had 4 eliminations at the end. So you can see that's more of their play style, and these early fights are just not confidence builders for this team. They just want to get away from them. They want to survive and then strike at the right moment. In the last match, they were able to do so, but this match, not so lucky. See Zero gonna rotate out here. Shots being fired at him. People spotted him, but for now, he will survive. Keep his team alive in this match. Looking around the map here, we maybe see another fight going down here. Franklin, Wales. They've spotted out another squad. It's Troy Eagles A, who are just camping in this building for now. A lot of these teams, like I said, playing this passive approach. They don't want to get aggressive. They want to strike at the right time. And Shrieker, Jake is Nice, and Yoking are looking to exactly that. But with these marks coming out, this information on them, they're trapped in this building zone. It's going to pull for them. They don't have to rotate out just yet, but eventually they'll have to. And I think that's what Franklin Wales are waiting for. They just want any opening they can get in this fight, any peek, any little bit of damage they can get off before pushing in. They can hear the movement in that building. See nades maybe want to be tossed out there, but for now,
Very well.
we just looking to evacuate here. Yeah, you will see that
We should conduct a search.
eventually go down, and maybe some aggression here. Yeah, hopping up to the top of this building, poking Mini-Me. They've set down some traps here. Now looking to get aggressive. Dr. K gonna be the one to take out some shields here and move his way in. Damage being dealt. Looking for these shots, and they'll find the person on the edge of the room. Dr. K, what are those shots out of him? And the damage is done. Spiff from the back lines takes him out. Pokey Mini-Me there as well. And this team just cleans up shop. Franklin Wales. What a fight from them. So well executed. They fought on all lines there and were able to find those eliminations. But speaking of fighting on all lines here, Shogun is going to be tested here. Tokyo, very low on HP. Lubricant already taken down. You can see damage being dealt. And they're going to find the elimination on the one, but it's not going to be enough. And eventually, they're traded out. And Franklin Phoenix, even with Dario going down, Quad and Buffalo Hide are there to back him up. And they will find a few more eliminations. Franklin Phoenix, one of those teams we saw at the latter portions of the last match.
Knockdown shields here. Level 4.
They were able to find a decent amount of eliminations in the previous, and they're looking to repeat that in this one as well. See, I think Zero, team right under this, yeah, Bearded Dragons, keeping his team alive in this match. I said before, it seems like Nomads aren't aware of his position just yet, but such an awkward position for Bearded Dragons. You can see Zero just looking up here, shaking in his boots. Doesn't want to be peeked by these squads. It's so timid in this position. Doesn't even want to move. Doesn't want to give an ounce of sound away. They're just going to camp here for now. We'll take a look back at the map here. See exactly where these teams are. And it seems like another fight going down here. Gnome Darts this time. They're going to be aggressing on a squad. See Ingenious switching it up today with the agent pick. We'll see them work in here, and they'll find those eliminations as quickly as they started the fight. Gnome Darts, we barely found it. Doodles taken down. You blink and you miss it. Clicks is removed from the match. Tiger Fox, Ingenious, and Sandbeam, they go huge here and find those eliminations quickly and concisely. And I don't even think a bit of damage was done to their squad. And they clean up shop. Focusing on our central map here, we can see a lot of these teams jumping around here. Vixity, R.O. Williams, and DJ Fort Pro all looking around here, trying to find some spacing. But Troy Eagles B maybe looking to hop on them. Marks coming out. You can see exactly where these players are now. They have to be careful here. Running into that barrier cause a bit of a stun. And EJ, he's got to be careful. Players behind him, and I don't think he recognizes it just yet. But eventually will. You can see barriers now on both sides. These teams are pinched in between. Maybe not the best positioning for this squad. EJ taken very low here. You can see more barriers being popped. Syringes going to be used. Team's put in some difficult situation here. Franklin Wales going to take advantage of it, though. You can see the mark coming out. You can see exactly where these players are. A little bit of heat vision, if you will. Dr. K, oh my gosh, a nade. Almost spawning on the feet of Dr. K, and he will avoid it for now, but gotta be careful of those nades. They can do so much damage. They can crack your shield instantly if well placed enough. Looking at our map here, you can see the team spread out throughout, and you see Dario, Quad, Ingenious, and his squad, Sandbeam. You gotta be careful here. Franklin Phoenix again. These two squads, Gnome Darts and Franklin Phoenix, are constantly fighting, constantly battling for glory in these matches and trying to put themselves at the top of these thrones. So many fights going on. It's so hard to cover exactly which one we want to see, but KJ goes down. Mason, Lil Dog, still in this, but for how long more? Lil Dog will be brought down as well now. Mason stuck in a difficult position, gonna be shot down here as well. And it looks like DJ 4Pro, he wants to go in, he wants to find that elimination, and he will. 4Pro and Big City and William